Hey everyone, Sheldon here, and in this video I'm just going to be showing you guys some things I was working on before I took a little break from YouTube. So these are things I was working on camera and some off camera, and things I'm just going to continue to work on and things you're going to see in the future. So to start off, here's the single shot pistol right here that I've been working on, and it's basically almost finished. It's ready for paint. Everything is level and it looks pretty good, nice and smooth. So you're going to see some videos on that really soon. And with these projects and stuff, I plan on showing you guys some different techniques with paper crafting that I learned doing these projects, like surface finishes and matching up different directional layers of paper and getting corners and stuff. Like, it's pretty complicated, but it's actually pretty simple if you use the right techniques. There's an example right there with the layers wrapped around the barrel, but they're cut off accordingly to make a corner right there. And then those layers are layered up like this in that direction, but they match up flat with this side plate here. I've been doing that with the paper phone case, which you can see here, and I'm going to make a painting video with all these projects actually pretty soon. But yeah, I've learned a lot with rounding it off and when to use corners and fillets and where it's more handy to use different tools and techniques. And my goal is to show everything to you guys, because this is kind of an art and it's weird to learn new things. Like, there are ways to explain it, but there's no right way to explain it. So you'll see that pretty soon. And here's the M1911, which I made the paper magazine for it a few months ago, and I'm gonna make a tutorial for this really soon. That's my plan anyway. Easier said than done, obviously. And the older I get, the more I realize it's super important to not have an idle mind, and I'm just gonna try to continue working on these projects. And I'm actually going to be starting a Patreon pretty soon, so depending on when you're watching this, it could be in the description right now, or it might not. But if you want to show your support, I'd really appreciate it. You know, YouTube tends to demonetize the videos about the paper M1911 and the single shot pistol, and I would really like to pursue this kind of stuff full time, honestly. It just gets me up in the morning and it makes me feel really good and accomplished. So I have a lot of things I would like to show you guys, and a lot of things I learn every single day when I do this kind of stuff. So I think there's something to it, and I'd really like to share this entire experience with you guys. And if you're on board, cool. And if you're not, still cool. I'm still going to do this, you know. There are plenty of cool things that I have planned for the future, and I need to show you guys some more before I get off topic. So this right here is the start of a paper K98 rifle, and I did a really hard thing, which was draw my own template using pictures and diagrams, and it took a really long time. I spent like, I don't know, 60 hours or something doing just this part. It really shows though, and it's a little messy, but you can see here that some of the components are probably not perfectly accurate to the actual real thing, but I think if everything's put together like a puzzle, it will probably work. And some of these different components come apart actually, like the front here, like a cylinder and a smaller cylinder. Some of it you can't actually see, but it's all just how it's made and put together. And this comes out right here like this. This was a huge pain to do, threading with wire, but I figured it out, and there's some threading in there, so it's actually pretty strong. And these are all things I want to show you guys, obviously, but the time will come for that. So my brain kind of goes ham sometimes, and I get inspired to do other things. For example, like this threading made me decide to start this project. So this is actually supposed to be a thread maker like this, and initially I was trying to thread paper, which is possible, but these that came with this tool were too small, to make a 1/2 inch like coarse thread thing. So I got really frustrated. I'm like, well, I don't want to buy another one of these handles just for one of these. So it's like, I'll just make one out of paper. So I designed it and stacked it up. It's still not fully finished yet, but it will be soon. But yeah, the idea is this goes in here like this, and those little dimples there are what these machine screws are gonna screw into. So you can kind of imagine that would go down further, and then this would go into that little cutout right there. Just tighten it down, and then it won't twist in here when you're trying to turn this. And like I said a little bit earlier, this right here is what inspired me to make this. So it's kind of like a chain of events, like different projects that inspire different things. And it can be messy sometimes, but I'm trying to get it in order. So basically, I just didn't want to buy one, and I figured I could just make a video on it or something and test out some new paper crafting skills, and I think it turned out pretty good. It's actually really strong. It is 100% paper. These screws are obviously metal, but you know, that's stacked up, and there's a whole technique I used to make this. And what else? I've got this over here, just some experimentation with paper crafting, like wrapping paper around the outside of a Nerf gun and cutting the whole paper mache shape off of it into like that, and then forming this on the inside of it to make an actual outside piece. It's like kind of confusing, and it's several different pieces and layers, and it seems to work pretty well, like super glue and baking soda, different strips, paneling. It's all just an art form, and I really just want to take it to the next level with paper crafting. It's not going to disappear anytime soon, so you can expect to see that on this channel for a very long time, because I have a lot of things I want to try and implement, and it's all part of the process. You know, like this is paper stained with coffee and normal printer paper. I tried to make it look like wood for a grip with a single shot pistol, stuff like that. And the next pretty big update I wanted to show you guys is this. This is going to be the metal hidden blade. You may have seen some pictures on Instagram like over a year ago now, and I might not even actually use these components for it, but basically right now I'm taking this dual extended hidden blade and turning it into a single hidden blade, but scaling everything up by 10% so it's easier to make out of metal, and changing some of the corners into fillets so it can be more of a mechanism that can actually work. And my grandfather has agreed to help me with this project of the metal hidden blade, and we're gonna spend some time in the shop working on a milling machine, because he has so much experience using this stuff, and you know, it just makes sense. Spend time with your grandfather and learn from the best, you know. So you're gonna see plenty of all that stuff going on the channel pretty soon here. There's gonna be a lot of trial and error, messing up, but it's all part of the process, and I think it'll be pretty cool. The goal is to make one metal one that works, and show you guys all the techniques that we use and implement, and what works and what doesn't, and eventually just see how far it goes. But it all started as an idea with paper in my room when I was a teenager, and I think it's about time, you know, to get started on all this. Let's make it happen. So thanks for watching this video, you guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below or in a personal message, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see all the latest updates, and I'll see you guys in the next video.